This video is a little personal to me because I understand where this YouTuber was coming from, but I also feel a little disappointed. John Hancock, he's a YouTuber that I looked up to in some ways as far as collecting purposes. And at one point I felt like I wanted to be where he was as far as collecting. Now, I since definitely I backtrack from that, and I don't want to have that big of a collection, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But I thought that his collection was going to serve a really big purpose. He had these dreams of making a museum out of all of his games that he had, and I thought it was a noble cause. This hobby that we call video gaming is very important to me. It's one of the best hobbies, if not the best hobby in the world, in my eyes. And it is very, very awesome to see things grow and flourish in the video game community. So when I look at John Hancock and I saw what he's done, and it's not necessarily a knock on him or a dig on him because I know a lot of people already gave him a lot of backlash. But like I said, I'm gonna give my opinions about it. When I heard that he was gonna sell or donate his collection, I was a little surprised. Now, mind you, I just found out about this maybe like a day or so ago, and I wanted to get some more information about it or whatever the case may be. And I was like, wow, this is a real thing that you're gonna sell off some of your collection, you're gonna donate it to someone else. Well, I felt like you was gonna make your own museum and have it on display for everyone to see. And I thought that'd have been absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And where I come in, and to be quite honest, where my feelings come in, where I don't really like to have this type of situation where I'm showing emotion or whatever. But when I look at this, it's very disheartening. I take pride into collecting games. I just recently did a pickups video with me and my son, and the thing about it is, I was done with pickup videos. I felt like I've collected enough games for me to be satisfied. Any game that I get, it's just gonna be, a little game here and there, but it's nothing I felt like I need to make a pickup video for to actually expand my collection. But, like father, like son, he watches what I do and he wants to go out and actually buy physical games. Even at a young age that he is, that is rare because everybody is in a digital age right now. So it kind of got me back into it a little bit, and it just makes me realize how much pride that it is to actually go out and get your own games and collect your own games. And I see what John Hancock did as far as I know that on mine. I'm pretty sure he bought a handful of his games too, but he had some donations as well. And people donate games in good faith. And now some of these people feel betrayed. As small as my YouTube channel is one thing I never wanted to do is look into getting games from other people to donate to add to my collection. Every game that you see behind me, with the exception of maybe I'll say a dozen, actual dozen, 12 games that's been actually donated to me by the good faith of two individuals. And their YouTube, well, one of them is a YouTuber on here, and another guy, he's one of my mods on this channel. They donated to me just out of the kindness of their hearts. Just gave it to me because they knew I love gaming, and I wasn't expecting it. But hey, I appreciated it and just kept it moving. So it was probably about 10 or 12 games that was donated to me, and also 10 or 12 games in like one console. And I was okay with it. I mean, I didn't think nothing of it, but I never came on YouTube to ask for any donations to buy games. Everything that you see back here, I bought my own money, and I wanted to show you guys that I truly love video games and I love collecting games. And this stuff right here, I don't ever see myself getting rid of any of these games. This is one of the reasons why I said in recent videos that I'll always play my consoles. I will always play these consoles. As much as I love the digital side of playing, games on other consoles and even on my PC, I just don't see myself ever getting rid of any of these consoles. I love them. And when I see that something like this has happened, it kind of makes me feel slighted, because if he was going to do this, you know, I thought it was going to be in a way where he actually gave it to a situation where it was his. He was going to build this this museum on his own and do his own thing. And I heard there was rumblings of people saying that he was scammy and scummy and all this other stuff. And that, I don't get into all that stuff. I don't like to point fingers or anything, but I will say, based on your actions or what you've done, look, you have the prerogative to do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, I look at this community as a serious community to actually go in and do the work, buy their games, celebrate the games that they purchase, and play them and enjoy it with the audience. That's pretty much outside of me doing gaming as far as my sports stuff, because I'm a huge sports fan. Outside of that, I basically, live and breathe this gaming stuff. When I'm not being a husband, I'm not being a father, when I'm not, doing my due diligence as an adult, I'm a kid up here in this room playing these games and I love them. You know, all of these consoles I have, all of these games I have, this stuff that I pride in because I love picking up a game and playing them whenever I get ready. And this is something that uh is really the catalyst of what I do here on YouTube. Even with my other channel, I don't think about that as much. I love this channel more than I love my other one because this is a passion project for me. I don't come in here to try to, you know, get anything out of anybody. I want everybody to be entertained. And I thought that, John Hancock was one of those guys, and I'm pretty sure that he is. He seems like a genuine dude that actually loves video games or whatever. But, just with everybody else, people do come on here to make money. And people come over on here to build a following and monetize their creativity. And, not just with John Hancock, I realized how prominent that was when I saw, Classic Game Room. Mark from Classic Game Room. I love his channel, but when things started to fall apart, he always fell back on talking about the revenue side of things. And I get it. Some people are here for the money. I'm not knocking anybody for doing. You got to take care of your family, but for me, this is a true hobby. If I ever get monetized on this channel, I mean that's just icing on the cake. But I don't look into that. I thank everybody who decided to put my videos in their sub feed. I really appreciate that. But I'm not here for that. I have a job, I have a career, and I do make, money on that end. But if I was ever make money on this, okay, I mean it's supplement. It's nothing that I live for and I have to go out of my way to say things and do things just to get enough people to watch my channel. Everything here is 100% organic. I take money out of my paycheck from my other job to buy these things so I can enjoy them. When I don't want to deal with the world's problems, I come here and play my video games and enjoy myself. And when I go live, I want you guys to experience that with me. And so that's where I felt like this entire YouTube gaming, building a collection, I always felt like that's what it was all about. But unfortunately, people like, John Hancock and others, this is what they do. And maybe he has other things that's going on in his life that makes him have to get rid of this collection. Things are not peaches and cream for people as well. They have to go out and do what they have to do is best for them. Don't know his stress level, don't know what's going on with this collection, don't know what's going on with his family. Maybe he has to get rid of this stuff, And I'm not, but it just at the same time, just because that's going on, it does not negate the way that I would feel about having a collection like this. I mean, he had a huge collection, an awesome collection, a collection that I never thought I would ever have. I knew I was getting getting out of control when I used actually go to the game stores and I couldn't find nothing, and I had to make myself try to find something to buy. That's when I knew that the pickup videos was like, yeah, they're probably gonna have to stop. And the few games I did show on my latest pickup video, those are games that I just happened to pick up because my son was out actually buying games that he wanted. It wasn't necessarily I went out, I just took him to the store and I say, okay, I see NCAA 09 and I see Madden 09. Okay, I'll pick that up. You know what I'm saying? Or okay, I see Remnant 2. I have Remnant 1 on the PC. I was gonna buy Remnant 2 on my PC, but it was for a cheap price. So there were some games that I saw that, I just, just wanted to pick up. It was nothing like anything to add to the collection that I like I was doing in my older videos when I used to walk in and do videos with like 20 or 25 of games, and I was like, yo, I'm so happy I got this, I got this, I got this, and this that. It wasn't like that no more. Some games that I used to have that I don't have anymore, I end up picking those up again, like Metropolis Street Racer. That was a game I never really had, but I always wanted to get, so I ended up getting that. A couple of other games like Only Miss You 2, I wanted to get that. But this is the thing, I want these games because I'm actually going to play them. I don't just try to make a full set of a console and say, hey, I got this, look at me, subscribe to my channel. No, I'm not doing that. These are games that I'm going to play, or I have played, or I have beaten, and this is the hobby that I love to do. Every single game back here, except for maybe about, I would say maybe 10 or 11 games, I have not popped into a console and played yet. But at least 85 or 90% of these games I have back here, I've completed at some point. And I've been collecting games since like the early, oh goodness, late 90s, early 2000s. And I've came through and I played pretty much every game, and I've beaten them except for maybe about 10 to 15% of them. Because this is real for me. This is something that I really enjoy doing. And then when I see people like John Hancock, and like I said, it's not necessarily a knock on him, or I'm not attacking him or nothing. But when I see stuff like that, it to me it's really disheartening. It really is, because this is the thing. Call me naive. Call me naive. I came to YouTube and I see these people doing this stuff on their channels. I really thought that they were passionate about this. And this is another thing, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes or ruffle anybody's feathers, but we should all know this to some extent. A lot of these people who do gaming channels, they don't really like gaming. A lot of people who do these gaming channels, they're not really, really gamers. They may play a few games here and there, but as far as a gamer on this scale back here, where they can go and pick up Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and play it and have fun, even though it's a game from 2010, and still enjoy that game, these people could care less. It's a prop for them in the back of their videos. And I truly believe that. And I know some YouTubers that have said that. They can get mad all they want, but that's the truth. They want to go and, let's say, for instance, they want to pick up Castlevania Shadow of Lords of Shadow on the 360, pick that up and play it right now. Now, a lot of these people got this stuff as props in the background. A lot of people do not want to hold nunchucks in their hands and play these games on the Wii. These are props in their backgrounds for money on their YouTube. And that's 100% fine. I'm not knocking anybody for doing it, but you just got to understand, as a viewer of people content, you got to understand what's real and what's fake. And if you want to deal with the not so real part of YouTube, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But when you look at stuff on this channel right here is always going to be 100% authentic gaming. It's going to be about that. I'm not going to sit around here and beat around the bush on something that I don't know about. I will get any information I need when it comes to that, because I love this. I truly love and I enjoy this hobby. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out here that, it's a way to get the bills paid. And that's cool. I'm never going to tell nobody to not do that. But if you're in this YouTube space and you really want to see people who want to game and have fun and enjoy, whatever genre they like to play, it's not hard to find them. There's a lot of people out here that are passionate about gaming and they love it. They love it. It's not hard to find them. But not saying John Hancock doesn't, but it just comes off that way at this point, because a lot of people have been pointing out some things that he's been doing, and I've been like, yeah, I'm not one of the types to get into that stuff. One of the biggest disappointments was when Classic Game Room literally said that it was about the money for him. I'm gonna be on that. It was really disappointing, because that guy is a legend in my book when it comes to reviewing games, when it comes to collecting games and all this. And I don't know if there's any truth to him actually getting rid of people's games. I heard the accusations. I don't know about that, but he has come out 100% said, like, look, it's about the money. He got bills to pay. He got things to do. He doesn't have time to make these videos and make these review videos. And I get it. Reviewing games is one thing, and it takes a lot of time to put up that type of production. And I'm not saying like, hey, you should do this for free. No, I'm not telling anybody to do anything for free, but I'm looking at the people as consumers, people who are watching the content. If you're here for the real, be mindful who you're watching, because a lot of people feel betrayed behind John Hancock. They do. They do. And it is what it is. I'm not the one to tell you to feel any kind of way about what he did, but for me, it is a little disheartening. I can't lie. It's a little disheartening to see that somebody that I'm not necessarily say I idolize, but somebody that I know that I felt that it was cool to do this, and they did it on a mass scale like this. You know, it kind of took the wind out of the sails on what I'm doing to an extent, because I know where my heart is. I know where I'm at when it comes to this. I know that what I'm doing is genuine, and I'm not ever getting rid of any of this stuff. Any of this. I mean, even I'll show you right here. I'll show you right here. I got more. I got some more games over there. That's my son's chair. There's some more games right there. So not to mention, I have all my consoles down here, so I got them hooked up so I can stream them at any time. I got all my other stuff over there. My beautiful, awesome original Xbox, as well as my other original Xbox right here. Those are my favorite console, and I'm real about this. At a drop of a dime, I can come and stream to you guys, and we can talk about some gameplay or whatever, and we can have fun. And this is what it's all about at the end of the day. So I don't know what's going to happen with John Hancock and his channel, because he got rid of a lot of stuff. And the thing about that is, I'll check it out his channel every now and then, see what he got, see what's going on with him, because I do like his personality. I think he's a pretty cool guy to make the videos. But as far as I go, I'm going to continue to do what I do. Every game back here, from my original Xbox, PS4, Wii U, Wii, PS5, GameCube, Switch, PS3 over here, 360 on this side, NES, all that stuff. I got content all day, and I want to show off that content so we all can have fun playing these games and having fun. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I'm about to get up out of here. Got my son coming over here. Come here, son. You enjoy making videos and playing video games? You really like doing that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool, huh?
Yes.
You like going to the game store and picking up games? Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? All right, go over there and watch TV. I'm about to close this video out. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.